owns 95% of the market as far as mortgages go. Fannie, Freddie, Ginnie, which is like HUD and USDA and that kind of stuff. So they dominate the entire market. So everything that happens, they're going to have involvement in. But I personally believe that they're just taking one big pile of crap and putting it over there. That's all they're doing. They're not letting the free markets correct themselves the way that they need to be corrected. Am I going to take advantage of that? Heck yeah.
Yes.
Just like I'm going to take advantage of Section 8. I mean, I'm the one giving away all my money for taxes, right? But with that being said, there's not going to be this natural recovery that needs to happen. That we're going to limp along for several more years. I just strongly believe that that's going to be the case. The problem is when the government intervenes, you have to try to predict what's going to happen. It's kind of like, did anybody try to buy a car when there was the whole cash for clunkers thing? I didn't. I just saw the lines backed up around the car dealership where they were bringing in their tractors from like 1950 to get that credit right. But the point is auto sales were at an all-time high that month.
Right.
And then they were almost at an all-time low. And all because they manipulated the markets by doing that credit. And that's what they're doing with the tax credit right now. Now, they just released, I think it was on Christmas Eve, that, and I'm not a big-time mortgage guy, I know there's probably a few in here, but they just uncapped Fannie Mae's limit of the $400 billion that they, does anyone know what I'm talking about? The $400 billion in reserves that they can have, that's uncapped, meaning they can basically, in essence, lend a lot more than they could before. And so, what does that mean? You're going to see more and more activity going towards riskier and riskier loans because the government wants to keep this going and keep things kind of limping along for whatever political agenda that may be. I'm going to try to take advantage of that, but that screws up the markets a little bit. So the tax credit is set to expire April 30th, and then you got 2 more months to close after that. Anything that I think is remotely close to a first-time home buyer, I'm going to have my house sold by April 1st because I just don't want to mess with that part of the market. Then I'm going to see what the market's going to do after that. I think March and April are going to be some of the craziest months around here that you have ever seen. I personally believe that. You are going to see a lot of people. And all the people that are going to buy for the entire year are going to come out in March and April. Does anybody agree, disagree with that?
Yes,
I don't know what
agree,
you guys think.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're going to really bring a lot of the sideline players. But then I think the summer is going to be one of the suckiest summers that we've ever seen, and it's because there's all this uncertainty. What's going to happen? Are they going to renew the tax credit? Interest rates are going to kind of go up. So we're all just kind of going to sit there. What I'm doing is I'm going supply and demand, and that's the one thing that I've learned in going into Arizona, Vegas, Baltimore, is there a market here? Is there demand? Can I bring them supply? That's about it. In Vegas, guess who buys all the houses? Anybody want to take a guess? They're foreign. It's mostly Chinese and Iranian. Those are the 2 main buyers. And they have a strong appetite for anything that's remotely discounted. And they will buy by the dozens deals out there. A house, you think it's kind of tight here on a good deal, a house will get listed out there and within 30 minutes you got 10 to 12 offers. And this is in Las Vegas where the unemployment rate's like 25%. I mean, that city is horrible. I mean, the construction jobs, there's like blood, there's nothing going on. But it doesn't matter. It's all about supply and demand. It's one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. You'd think that Vegas would just be in the gutter of the housing market, but it's not. It's very, very vibrant.